How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Family. We are back with another preseason FPL video, and today we're going to be looking at cheap midfielders this time for your Fantasy Premier League teams going into the 2020-2021 season. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Lots of FPL content coming in the next weeks leading up to the season and throughout the entire season as well, and make sure to turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226. Links are in the description below. We are doing a mini league as well. The Flames recruits out in full effect, so make sure to go check out my Twitter bio so you can get the league code over there. And you have to be following us over on Twitter to get the shout out and your name in the description if you do win the league. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first midfielder we have on our list here is Allan SaintMaximin of Newcastle. He comes in at this season at 5.5 million, which is a very respectable price. He had 92 points last season, 3 goals, 5 assists in just shy of 1900 minutes, averaging 3.5 points per game. Now, even with his injury record, that still poses as a very good score tally for the season, and that's mainly due to the fact that he plays as an inside forward. If he does stay fit for the entire season, we can see him potentially scoring maybe 10 goals, 10 assists a season when with a midfielder that's priced at 5.5 million. Yes, he does play for Newcastle. Will they perform as good as they did last season? That's still up for debate, but I think if he stays fit, they're definitely going to perform better, whether Steve Bruce is the manager or not. And he is the talisman of Newcastle, so everything runs through him. He's very good at taking on players and very good at creating space for others, even though they know that he is the main threat. He can still bypass a man. His pace is absolutely insane, and he's very good defensively for a winger as well. He has pretty good fixtures to open up the season with an away fixture to West Ham and Brighton at home, and his fixtures are pretty good attacking wise all the way up until Christmas, barring a little bit of a rough patch between game week 3 and game week 6. And at 5.5 million for somebody that, you know, is playing as a left forward, like we mentioned, he kind of plays the same position as Mane does for Liverpool in that sense. Yes, they're obviously not as good attacking wise, but he can prove to be quite good value at 5.5 million. We are only looking for an attacking return probably 1 in every 3 games, and I definitely think he can get that, especially with the good amount of fixtures all the way up until Christmas, with barring, like we said, that rough patch from game weeks 3 to 6. He gets a lot of touches in the box and takes a lot of shots. He just needs to stay fit, and then we could be seeing a very good FPL asset in Allan SaintMaximin. The second midfielder that we have on our cheap midfielders list is Armstrong from Southampton. He also comes in at the same price, 5.5 million, 98 points last season with 5 goals, 4 assists, playing just over 1700 minutes, averaging 3.3 points per game. He has just as many shots as SaintMaximin, which shows that he is getting forward and getting involved in the play, even though he's kind of situated in like right midfield-ish or thereabouts in the Southampton squad, and kind of relying more on the brilliance of Danny Ings to kind of take them over the line. However, he still gets involved in the play, and he seemed to be starting regularly at the end of last season as well. He just needs to be able to basically match the performance that Nathan Redmond is doing on the opposing flank, and I think he could be a very good FPL asset. They have fantastic fixtures, attacking wise at least, all the way up until game week 9, and if he can kind of improve that productivity and kind of get that, you know, same kind of nous, as it were, the kind of where how to get the ball into Ings and to Che Adams, who is another player that we could potentially be looking at as a cheap forward, and he could just be a very good player for the FPL season. 5.5 million, again, you're only going to be looking at someone who's going to be attacking, you know, getting once a return, as it were, once every 3 games. So if he gets an assist here and there, maybe a goal here and there, he seems to be quite balanced in terms of what he gets for goals and assists. And if he gets more and more playing time and starts regularly, we could see a very good FPL asset for a Southampton team that was definitely on the up and up post restart of last season. The next midfielder we have on our list here is Liverpool's Naby Keita. Now, he comes at a very, very good price at 5.5 million, playing in a Liverpool side that just recently won the Premier League. And we haven't seen the best of Keita. Obviously, his points tally doesn't show that. 52 points last season, 2 goals, 3 assists, only 806 minutes, and averaged just shy of 3 points per game. If Liverpool do sign Thiago, this will actually help Keita because he's going to be the more attacking midfielder in the midfield three. You'll have either Fabinho or Jordan Henderson playing at the base, and then you have Thiago as more of the box-to-box or Wijnaldum in there, and then you have Naby Keita and potentially Oxlade-Chamberlain being the attacking midfielder. However, since Oxlade-Chamberlain has actually been injured in their training regime over in Austria, Naby Keita could see way more game time. He just needs to stay fit, and he will get a lot of game time, and we'll see a lot of returns for Naby Keita, I think, this season. He's very technically gifted. He can score some very good goals, as we saw in one of his goals post-lockdown, and I think that he just, 5.5 million for a Liverpool midfielder that's starting game in, game out, that's, you know, potentially getting assists or playing in the likes of Firmino or Salah or Mane. He could just be absolutely insane. The only thing, like I said, that could kind of dissuade you from it is, one, his lack of fitness since he's coming for Liverpool, and the form drop-off that Liverpool had is, you know, a little bit worrying, but they had pretty much won the league already. They actually didn't need to get any points post-lockdown because of the fact of the amount of points that City dropped from game week 30 to game week 38. So I think he definitely could be a bargain. Pay attention to who Liverpool are playing in their starting lineups for preseason, and yeah, he could be quite a very good asset at 5.5 million. And the last cheap midfielder that we have on our list is West Ham's Thomas Souček. He comes in at 5 million, which is probably one of the best prices that you can have, apart from being 4.5, which is the cheapest midfielder slot available. But he's going to be starting every game week from the looks of it. 41 points last season in the time that he spent at West Ham. 3 goals, 0 assists, just over 1,000 minutes played, averaging 3.2 points per game. 5 million is just an absolute bargain. From when we first saw the price release, we were thinking, oh my goodness, this guy's going to be auto-include in everyone's team. Unfortunately for West Ham, they have pretty bad fixtures to open up, apart from the fact that they have Newcastle at home on the first game. But game week 2 to game week around like 6 or 7, it's pretty bad offensive-wise for them. However, 5 million can still provide, you know, good returns. He could be the next Marouane Fellaini at West Ham. He's been showing that in a midfield three of Mark Noble, of Declan Rice, and of himself, he is the most attacking out of all of them. He gets in the box. He's a very big threat. Set pieces he could be quite good on as well. And since restart as well, he had 18 shots, 14 were inside the box. He had 3 big chances, and guess what he did with all of them? Bang, in the back of the net, scored all 3 of them, so proving to be quite clinical. And as we mentioned with the set pieces, West Ham have a lot of big players in their team. You know, you have Mark Noble, you have Souček himself, you have Sebastian Haller, who's come back to full fitness. You also have Declan Rice, who's very big as well. And they could be quite good with getting deliveries in from Aaron Cresswell and Mark Noble, and just kind of being set-piece masters, as they would typically play more along the back foot against, you know, most teams that are in, you know, the top 6, and maybe be able to nick a point or two. They showed that they could definitely beat the likes of Chelsea. They've shown Manchester United to give them a bit of trouble as well. It's just those bad fixtures that we're kind of looking at for the start of the season. However, with someone who's 5 million, if he's your 5th midfielder on your team, I definitely think that that extra 0.5 million could be quite valuable. And even in a game where they maybe lose 2-1, maybe West Ham get a set piece and he's on the end of it. So I would definitely think about Thomas Souček going into next season. And that's going to do it for this preseason FPL video on cheap midfielders. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Lots of FPL content coming out in the weeks leading up and during this season. Also, turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, make sure to give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226 on those platforms. Links are in the description. Twitter, we have in our bio the league code for the Flames recruits, so make sure to give us a follow over there and join the league. We have a lot of people already signed up for it, and I can't wait for the season to start to see how we all stack up against each other. Also, make sure to, like I mentioned, follow us over on Twitch. That's where we do our game week discussions, where you can come in the chat and, you know, speak your mind, say which players you think are going to be doing quite good for your team this season. Is also ask me questions. I like to answer those as well. Like the chat to be quite interactive. And we do our game week previews over there during the season as well. Our next stream is going to be on Sunday at 7 p.m. EST. That's going to be after the day after the community or charity shield, whatever it's called, between Arsenal and Liverpool. So we're going to be talking about that, as well as some potential tinkering I've done with my team as well. So thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.